Wow, another interesting one right here on West Nile Television. Whistle Time team are right in the studios, and of course Owen Izaga. I have Benson Pastore, I have Linda Susie. We have a lot for you. Remember, the week is coming to probably to a weekend. We're already on the third day, we should say Wednesday, and we're looking into how the teams are trying to push in right there. Now in the Formula One, as I right now, there's a lot as teams are trying to shape up. Remember, the biggest story that came out around was the one for Lewis Hamilton crossing over, probably trying to leave Mercedes and going to Ferrari. That's one big one, and Red Bull is also looking after him now. But of course, that's one big thing that we are looking into. In the netball, we talked about the Proscovias and of course the team of Mary Nuba, the West. Of course, everybody think she's a West Niler, but it's Peace Proscovia who is a West Niler, who of course had her moments right here from Vara. And that's where, of course, she tried pushing very hard, and she is doing well. Though their team lost in the recent days, in the recent week to a team, but they are hoping to come back rejuvenated. The fourth division games are going on now. The FUFA Big League is also returning on card this Thursday, which is tomorrow. And we have the regional league games that are also ongoing. But before we get to all that, internationally, we did also see Manchester City having a very good run in the FA Cup yesterday. Of course, 5 for that is Erling Braut Haaland is so phenomenal. And of course, you should say it was one thing somebody would really want to find out what was the magic behind that. We shall find out. Maybe Benson could be finding his own way. So welcome, and Benson, welcome to the studios. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Owen. Good afternoon, Benson. Good afternoon, viewer. Wednesday edition, midweek. You were almost rushing us to the weekend. I don't know.
We already there.
I think there should be something special that is propelling you to the weekend. That's why you were rushing. It's a Wednesday, and I should say midweek. Whistle Time 2 to 3. The house is full. Fourth league division games went down yesterday. Some other teams won, others lost, and all that. So basically, one team that I followed yesterday during the rain times, it was a bad weather yesterday. Starting the other day in a row. I don't know what is happening.
It's not a bad weather. It's a good weather. Yes, bad, but no. For us, okay. For us, it's okay. Even games are played in rain.
The fixtures, okay, games are played in rain, but it is termed as a bad weather, especially when there is a game, because yeah.
So you want to play in your normal sun heat? It's okay. Benson, how was yours? Probably that side.
Since yesterday, weather is okay. Susie, let me pick from where actually select discussing about
bad weather.
Not bad weather. Yes, discussing about top division league games. The other time we had a visitor, and I can remember you people discussed about the top division league in Koboko Dekwe. Yesterday and today we are discussing about the top division league in Lagos City, which have just kick-started the second round. And I want to also touch something a little about the top division league district. Yeah, I love calling them for district. The second round have just also started, and today we also be having a game between United and the team they are going to face is called Super Eagles. Right now, you look at how the top of the table is looking like. In Vura, on top of the log is a team called Oxford United, followed by Vura United. The third team on the log is Odu United. Fourth is the OK United. Meanwhile, the team we are facing tonight is called, which is at number 5. The difference between them is OK United is having 14 points. Meanwhile, the team called Super Eagles is having 11 points. That means a win for Super Eagles over OK United will take them in level of points, but a win for the team of OK United against Super Eagles, of course, we see them extending the points gap between themselves, probably the team they are facing it tonight. Otherwise, there are so many things that we are going to discuss for you. Owen has already given some of the highlights of what we are going to give you each and every day. We are always here from 2 to 3 p.m. We are here to give you what is happening in the world of sports. I will have something to say about the update we gave about Lee Hamilton.
Yes, in fact, that's where we shall be coming to. But let's look at some of the results, Susie, in the fourth division before we cross over to the, of course, the FUFA Big League that is coming probably by tomorrow. Let's have some of the games that were played yesterday in the fourth division.
The games that actually were played yesterday, we had Aniva playing, there is a Muni down at Salim Sadeh. That game ended at 2-0 in favor of Muni Soccer Club. And then the game that Leo was supposed to play with Daystar at Alua Primary School didn't go on because of the weather issues. And then the other day, before yesterday, as second round second round started, we saw Omachi being defeated by there is Airfield by 1-0. And then also there are games that will be played today that some of the fixtures will of course come through in there is the consequent time of the show. In the table standings of I don't know how many zones we have. There are 2 zones, just like regional league. There is a 4th league division games. We have Daystar that is leading the table, of course, with 16 points, and then the rest are down there. The table is not so nice, it's not appealing, but I will also read through with the points. Varaboys kickstarts yesterday. They didn't actually play first round. I don't know how they're going to fix in all the games that they missed in first round. Those are 6 games. First round now, but second round, they had a lot of license issues here and there. But in between, they tried playing, I think, build-up games. They had one build-up game with Onduparaka where they were thrashed. I want to use based on his words, 8 goals. And then yesterday they played, and I think they picked a win. And one of their key supporters, that is our brand ambassador, is making a lot of noise over Maya Boys. But the season has just started for them. We wait to see. He says that the top scorer now has 3 goals. And he's going to do better than Shaban. Elvis, I want to tell you, that guy has finished all his goals for the season.
So, you first finished.
That is that. Okay. Good updates over 4th division.
Actually, I wanted to say before when he gets back, you know, Mbaragwe is a very big brand. Everyone knows that. They are like Baraka Football Club. Right now, we talk about some of the leading clubs we have in the region. I think the name of Mbaragwe is one to miss. It's true, they have just kick-started their season. First round, they did not play any single game. According to the report I actually got from some of the stakeholders following Mbaragwe, I was about to say Mbara SS, they were still actually restructured ahead of the new season. In fact, all the DFAs we have in the region of West Nile, they have already kick-started in the 4th division league. That one gives clear vision that zones will be very, very organized. But
now, I want to start with Mvara. I didn't want to talk about 4th division as me, but it's a league that I've kept following, and there's a lot of let's say how would I call it? There are a lot of amateurs in that. That of course, with everything that takes place, you will even see even the officiation goes in a sympathy way, and there are a lot of things that keep coming right there. So what do I mean? I have 2 things. Let me talk about Mvara. Mvara's genesis its genesis, and of course, let's say its problem started, or the genesis of the problem started when they had a lot of management issues, the structures that were not working well, which of course costed the team so much to see that the team from regional league dropped up to the 4th division, something which is bad for a big brand, like you said, a big name. That yes, in the region currently, you could say Mvara is one of the teams that have been talked about, that is known for all the years they have been in the regional league. Of course, you don't see any progress. You don't see any progress. Why the progress does not come is because the team behind Mvara is not focused. If they would have that focus of like, this is where we need to push, then you would see maybe Mvara right now being, maybe should be meandering around big league and making sure that this works out. So that is one thing with Mvara or the Manya boys. Later on we did see there's also a lot of, there are certain individuals there who feel there's that pioneer syndrome, which is also killing them. There are some people who felt we are the one who brought this team, we are the one who started this team, and that thing is killing the club because of 1 or 2 things. Now, if you started it, how much are you investing in this team? How much money do you put in this team? First of all, this is an amateur league because they call it the 3rd division. where club players are not even supposed to be paid allowances, but appreciations are always given to these players.
True.
We saw names where the most time I followed was when some people tried a little bit, talk about the likes of Etoma, who was the CEO of the club, tried pushing, bringing different ideas and still being frustrated by the so-called owners of the club, which of course affected Mvara, because ever since Etoma stepped off office, the best thing in that time was I did see them link up partnership. They had a partnership with one of the service providers in of course, the air service provider. They had a service provider. They had another partnership before they even dropped off the regional league with one of also the service providers in the country, probably the Western region. You saw, if you look at their shirts right now, branded Juada, and that's one big thing that you could be talking about in right there. So that means this all went in a mess. We saw the merchandise or the replicas that they were supposed to sell that season did not come because of logistic issues. What logistic issues? When I tried following up to where they start and from the start up to the end of the story, I found out that it's just because of this deal that came through was not rightly agreed or signed on, or it was agreed but the partner failed them, and that is another thing that failed the boys. After, of course, investing in here. That's why you saw a few of the replicas that came, but of course, at last, nothing happened. I still have one that was given to me for free. And of course, the CEO said, no, I'm buying it for you. But for me, I looked at it, it was a free thing. Now, you look at all these moments that kept pushing Mvara, and the one key thing was the accident they got, which also affected them a lot. Mentally, players dropped. Emotionally, they couldn't handle the games, and which of course made them to go to the relegation. I watched the game with Unduparaka Football Club. Unduparaka Football Club had that game with the Mvara boys, and it was totally, I would say, if Unduparaka had put in more pressure, then you would see 10 plus goals. Why? Because the boys looked casual. Mvara has a very good goalkeeper in the names of Jonathan, I think. Yes, Jonah. He was a former player at KCCA under team. That goalkeeper is one good one, but needs good trainer. He needs a good coach. You know, for you to perform, you need coaching in all aspects as a player. Physical training, you need mental training, and that's why you see some players. It's very easy to play around with their mental strength. If you're not mentally strong, it is very easy for me to manipulate. Even just a shout of hey is enough to distract you in football. Now, that is one big thing that Amanya boys need to. Yes, you saw because of the disorganization, I told you the last thing was one of their coach left in the last season before they were relegated. After one of the person said, I'm the one investing in this team, how do you make us be beaten? This was after they had a game with Arua City Football Club at Greenlight Stadium. The coach said, I'm no longer going to be your coach in public. How do you come confront a head coach because you maybe has put in your 10, 20, 30, 50, 100,000 in the team for maybe a day or 2 days, and you think the team is going to continue without a coach? Of course, it's just like now you're starting a company and you don't have a head. So those are some of the things that keep coming. And the boys lost the direction of where they needed to go, the direction and the focus of the game. There's also that issue of people of Mvara. Yes, I feel they should take it that it's their club. But there are certain individuals who feel this is our club and no one should tell us. Others believe because we have 1 or 2 delegates in the FUFA house, we are going to be helped. Trust me, it's not going to work. Do your best. Let if you have such people in the FUFA house, let them help you in a way of how to teach you, how to tell you this is the right thing, this is the statute, this is what we're supposed to do. So that's one big thing with Mvara, and it is the one that has costed them.
Actually,
but before maybe I get there.
Yeah,
there's one thing, if only the team gets the right people, the right structure put in place, Mvara still has upper hand to come back into the regional league, come back and even progress. Because if your patron if your patron of the club is the bishop, what is that you can't even lobby from the church, from the people around in there, and make sure this works out? Mvara could be one of the most organized because they are under the church foundation. So that's one thing. But if you're going to do Manyaga, of course the church will not want to see an error or bad PR for a church. So I think that's the only thing they need to work. It's a good start for them. 3 goals was a good one, but only one thing is, can they keep the consistency? 2, they should thank the DFA that they were not thrown out of the league because they have been allowed to start at a later time or lately, and that is one big thing. Next time, maybe the same thing happens, you may not see them play. So I call upon them to put the right structures and make sure that the team progresses. We wish them the best.
That is where the sympathy bit of it that you talked of comes in, and because under normal circumstances, I doubt whether a team can still be allowed to join a league even when the first round is over. I doubt. I've never seen that anywhere. And then one thing that actually is killing most of the lower league clubs is something you mentioned about there are people who invest in a few monies and feel they own the club. No one should tell them what to do and all that. Yeah, we've had a lot of examples of clubs that have, by the way, gone down the drain simply because the few people maybe who are known in the community who come in and put in their small monies, and then they feel they can confront you anytime and all that. That is basically, sorry to say, that is also something I saw as a vice that was eating up Leah Alpha Rising Stars. It really did eat them. You'd see that on the touchlines, there are a lot of people that come in even confronting the coach here and there, instead of only leaving the coach up front to do whatever it is that he was hired for and all that. So basically I think what Mvara is going through, what Alpha Rising Stars has suffered, should be something that every other club in the lower league division should borrow and live from. We shouldn't allow some of these vices that we can actually desist from it up our clubs.
Before Benson comes in, you know, sometimes when it comes to local sports like this and a local club, it pains me a lot when something keeps dropping every time, and these are the same things we keep talking. For me, I believe, if you believe or if you trust in yourself that you have the money, go to football, inject it properly. If you feel you have that money and you have helped the team today and tomorrow you're no more and the next day you're going to give, then don't really interact with the team management. That's the reality. I would want to be frank to the people in there, our own people. Just case at hand, I want to give an example of a businessman, Mr. Carabino. He has done every support to make sure that the West Nile province team is facilitated from A up to Z. But I've never seen him interfere with the management, with the technical team that now this and that should play in the team. This is the hack that I would really say. Not that I'm praising, but it's something I've seen. Don't be like Roman Abramovich. Anyway, that was his club. Who says, I'm buying this, you must play him. And that is one thing. Though they had issues with the Jose Felix Moreno, I remember about Didier Drogba, when Moreno wanted Drogba, and he was like, who is this guy? And Moreno was like, I want him. He's called Drogba. And he became a hero in Chelsea. So sometimes trust in the people you have given the job to. If you are not going to give the job, or if you have given the job, then give someone space to do the right thing. If he's not doing, you have the authority to fire this person because you are the one investing. But because you have put in your 2,000 today and you have entered free, trust me, trust me.
And Susie, thanks for the sensitization you have actually given to the club officials and also to the fans outside there. We have actually looked at so many sectors, so many angles. One thing I want to look at to finalize the discussion about local contents, all about the off-season. I remember 2 days ago, together with the visitor guest we had, you people discussed about the inadequate of officials. I mean, in simple terms, referees. I was on the ground when the game between AFL Sports Club and the team of Ombati Sports Club was going on. There was no fourth official. Some people called them match commissioner. When I tried to inquire from linesmen, through linesmen to talk to the match commissioner, I came to know that there was no match commissioner or no fourth official. This is the disorganization part of it we are seeing in the local football as in the lower leagues we have in the country. I think if the country...
Again, when you take us to that angle, now it's, I think, the worst. I've witnessed games, moreover, a fourth division game whereby it is even the assistants or the linesmen people call are even not professional referees.
Very true.
Because they just feel the game should go and the center referee comes alone. And this comes to issues of one, I should say one, either it should be corruption. Two, it should be that these clubs do not pay their affiliation fee on time. These are the two things I think that are affecting. If now as a club you are requested to pay certain amount of fee for registration, pay it so that your games are managed well. Trust me, the DFA will not send you a referee, maybe full referee. Where will they get the money to facilitate this? Your money is that you pay as a club is the one that facilitates the referees, and you are crying for the best officiation. Have you paid in your registration fee fully? Drop your comments on that, maybe for those who are following it on the social. You drop us your comments and tell us, this is A, B, C, D. We've done this and it has failed. You can drop to the Facebook, you can drop at the YouTube and see that this works out. But if really clubs pay, then it is not implemented, then just know the leaders are corrupt. Why are they corrupt? It's because they are not using the monies paid by the clubs to facilitate different sectors. I gave you an information. I gave you an example of rumorly. No, get me well. Rumorly, I had people or clubs that are affiliated to the regional league had paid at least. Most of them have cleared their monies because they were saying you're not going to play, you're not going to be involved in a fixture without any pay. But again, this is the money that was supposed to run a whole season, which clubs paid. I'm meant to know that even right now, the region has challenge. Because towards the end here, you will see referees, they would at least now say a referee of that area should officiate that game, and yet you're supposed to alternate and make sure that these games are balanced. Now, which was like that because they couldn't now give more monies to facilitate this. Where did the money go? One day clubs will come and ask, where did our monies go? And yet you told us A, B, C, D. This is going to be used for this. So for me, I believe one thing is that these clubs should add in more of trying to follow up their monies that they pay. And the leaders, our leaders in these games, let's try to balance the games and every other thing, balance the money to complete the season. Because if you charge me 500,000, I've paid. Again, you're going to send me an unprofessional, let's say, a professional referee. Trust me, I'll ask a question. And that's when they're going to say, Owen is inciting violence, Owen is inciting referees, clubs. No, I'm telling you the reality. For clubs, one thing is pay the money on time for easy planning. For the organizers, let's plan this money as well, budget them, and we move on. And that's what I can say. But of course, you can still drop your messages about the local. And my question is to you, how do we promote the local clubs in our region? So give us your comment, give us your feedback. We shall be getting to them and see what exactly you say about this on all the handles that we are using. And of course, seeing that you get the best, the answers that you want us to give you. Now let's move away from there and get to the FUFA Big League. And the FUFA Big League is a big league. Of course, a FUFA Big League is one of the biggest leagues and hardest in the country, you should say. That's why it's called the Big League. It is now reaching, it is in fact in the second round of the league. The second round has a couple of things that you are going to be expecting. Mindset of people have it that it is a league that has a lot of bribery, a lot of, let's say, a lot of dirty things that happen. And this is when teams also get more serious because they want to qualify. Now, that is where the issue comes from. But games were played and games are coming on card right as we talk. Benson tomorrow on Duparaka Football Club will be tussling it out against Chiinda Boys. That will be the first encounter of the second round for that is on Duparaka. Whereas for Chiinda Boys, it will be the second in the second round right there. The first one for them was, of course, on Saturday as the games started, the FUFA Big League started, and there were 4-2 winners. And this time around, remember the team that they played against scored 2 goals first, that is Kataka, and later on they came rejuvenated, getting 4 goals and making sure that this is what really they needed to put. That's how serious the FUFA Big League is. What are we expecting from tomorrow's encounter at Greenlight Stadium?
True, it's going to be a very big game for the two sides on the Paraka Football Club up against Chiinda Boys. Chiinda Boys, together with the Mbali Heroes, they are one of the sides that are currently performing very well. If you take a look at it, the newly promoted sides, I mean Mbali Heroes and the Chiinda Boys, but the rest to me, they are not performing very well, more especially Young Elephant. On the Paraka, they have not played. I think on the Paraka, to me, they have an upper hand in this particular game. Why am I saying so? Chiinda Boys over the weekend, they had a game, but on the Paraka, they rested, the players rested. And you look at Ondo Paraka, they currently knows that Chiinda Boys, one of the new promoted sides, as I said, they are sitting ahead of them at number 6 with something of 23 points. Meanwhile, Ondo Paraka is somewhere 10th on the road with something of 17 points. They want to pick the win against Chiinda Boys to see that they actually narrow the points gap between themselves and the team they are playing tomorrow, and probably also narrow the points gap between themselves against teams that are currently sitting in the top 3. And this is a team that defeated the Paraka Football Club in the first round, and they want to revenge against them. How are they going to do it? And another aspect I am looking at right now for the side of the Paraka Football Club is the mathematical part of it. What are they supposed to do to see that they actually cross the bridge through up to where they were actually relegated? Right now, the team which is sitting at the number 3, Valley Heroes, is having 28 points. Meanwhile, on the Paraka is having 17. If you look at the points gap, is something 1 and 10. That means for Ondo Paraka to qualify for Star Times Uganda Premier League, we are all aware that in each round there are 14 games. Ondo Paraka they already played the 14 games. We are already into the second round. That means for Ondo Paraka, that is the statistical mathematics, the subtraction, the addition I actually did. For Ondo Paraka to qualify, they need more than 7 wins. They will have to win around 9 games and hope that teams that are probably sitting in top 3, they also drop points for fun. Otherwise, avoiding relegation, and the Paraka is going to do that one. But the biggest point people are looking at is all about, can they be able to finish in top 3? I think people are all aware, just like me, they are going to survive avoiding relegation.
2 things that I would love Susie to discuss on. One is, of course, like you've seen the table standing, you've seen how exactly the teams have been tactically. You would say that the team of Ondo Paraka was not so good in the last first round because of the goals conceded. 15 goals scored, you concede 14. It shows a big weakness and seriousity, probably in for a serious club that will come. But again, you look at scoring 15 and you're getting 17 points also adds something. That means for Ondo Paraka to get 7, to win or to get through to the top 4, you need at least let's say 10 wins, I should say, plus 3 draws. That is also another. Ondo Paraka has 7 games second round at home. They are unbeaten in the first round at home, which of course made them collect all these points. So if of course pushed, and if Ondo Paraka does the same to keep clean sheets at home here and make sure that they win all the 7 games, that's 21 points. I'm just giving you now, plus 3 more wins will add them to 3 others and 9 points plus that. That's around 30 points, right? Because you have 9 plus 21, that's around 30. So plus at least 3 draws, because you're not going to expect clubs lose, and that is one thing. Now let's leave around that. The club came up with a new structure. The club came up with more names into the team probably, and a coach to back up, and that means Samson Sizokuti is more of number 9 this time round. Should we say this is the time that maybe the club has acquired a striker to keep consistency, though he is the head coach, but he still acts as the coach player, but which gives him now time to be so much in the pitch, because Borin is the new gaffer that has also been brought into the team to boost the technical team.
The new add-ons that Uliparaka Football Club has actually put into the team, trust me, from the management up to there is a grassroots level down there, is quite something very good for there is Uliparaka Football Club, because one, I think basically Uliparaka suffered last first round is simply because there was no addition to there is a Caesar who was the coach, meaning if he was infield, what happens to someone out here who could probably identify the mistakes in the infield and then be able to make a few changes? That was something that actually lacked in the squad of, I should say, Uliparaka. And then at this time around, adding in a lot of squads, bringing in an assistant to Caesar, just like you had said, taking him infield to now concentrate more of in the striking line, alongside the likes of De Bruyne, and then plus a few names that I really wouldn't mention, that will leave to the PR over there. We, of course, host him officially during the unveiling over there is the new people that they've added in. But as being part of the team, I should say, Uliparaka has had in a lot of add-ons, and basically tomorrow's game will be a big challenge. It will be a big one for there is for Uliparaka. And then secondly, the people that have been put to strengthen, there is Caesar's position number 9 is actually something that has been a good one to him, because one initially in first round he was like alone there. They would play him. If they would play him, you don't see the likes of Vanden being played, you don't see Jericho and all that. They would equally come in as a substitute, even at the day and all that. So basically, this time around, bringing in Caesar to be supported by the likes of De Bruyne, Jericho, and then Andama Jr., and then there is one guy, Manasseh, and all that. Trust me, this is going to be a very good one. And I think Uliparaka this time around, second round, is one team that every other person is supposed to come watch, starting from tomorrow, 4 p.m. at Greenland.
Still at the West Nile club that you could be expecting to be in action is Calvary Football Club that will have to travel to, that is the team of Ginger North in Ginger. But as I talk, the club will be traveling tonight and make sure that they will have, of course, breaks, because their game is not tomorrow. Because why it's not tomorrow is because their game is going to be a live game, and they have shifted it to Friday. So for those who will be expecting Calvary Football Club to play tomorrow, they will not be in action tomorrow. Instead, wait for, that is a Friday, where they will be making sure that they have that encounter against Ginger North. They had a very good spell against that is the team of Karo Karunji, a return fixture that, of course, after going to Karo Karunji in Ibanda, they lost to Karo Karunji by 2-1. Now here at Midigo Primary School playgrounds, Calvary Football Club also won by 2-1. Benson, they are having that game on Friday, and that's one thing that we shall maybe talk about tomorrow in tomorrow's encounter. So I will not really take you to that, but I will take you to a game that is going to be at Mbale, where Kataka will be welcoming Chetume Football Club. Chetume plays at Natisunga Playgrounds, while Kataka plays at that is in Mbale, at Mbale Municipal Grounds. A very tight game to say, and Chetume will be looking forward to see that they need to secure and at least points. Likewise to Kataka, because they had lost their game into the hands of the team of Chiinda Boys when they went away. And if you look at the table standing right now, you will see that the two sides really are struggling so much to see that they need to also push to that point. Kataka lies 7th, as Chetume lies, of course, at number 12 in the battle of relegation. So Kataka winning this will add them at least to 26 points, while if team Chetume wins, it takes them to 20 points right there off the relegation. What is your take about this game tomorrow?
Just based on the statistics you have given about the two teams, both teams are right now on great pressure. First of all, Tetum is looking for a way, just like you say, looking for a way to survive and avoid the relegation. Meanwhile, for Kataka, they have not given up to see that they're joining maybe the likes of Police in Brazil to sometimes Uganda Premier League. That is the reason that's why I have to say both clubs are actually on pressure. For Tetum, unlike the last two seasons, I think this season has not been a good one, and will continue to be not a good one for them, as the only thing they can fight for at the moment is to see that they avoid the relegation, because right now they're on the red carpet. Meanwhile, for Kataka matches, they were actually humbled by a certain team, the boys, at the start of the second round. This will be the right time for them to recollect themselves and also show to the world that they can still fight back and win it to start times Uganda Premier League. But Kataka, to me, they have the upper hand. They need that time to reform themselves.
Okay, now that's one big thing that you could be expecting from different teams in there. Not only that will be the game, there are also a couple of other games that probably will be coming through, apart from the Kataka, and you will also be having Chigezi Homeboys taking on Blacks Power. Blacks Power had a very good game at home after winning, of course, their game 3-0. And one player, I should say, is Innocent Maduka, who, of course, was formerly of Arua Hill Sports Club and doing very well, getting onto score sheet. You did see Chigezi Homeboys. Yes, they are going to be at home. Is it an easy fixture for Chigezi, or Blacks Power is going to give them, of course, run for their money?
Chigezi Homeboys and Blacks Power. Blacks Power is not so good when they are away. Blacks Power only maintains a clean sheet basically when they are home at Akibwa, and with I think with the energy that they picked the win against Young Elephants recently 3-0. That was a Northern affair. It was Pachu, I should say, but they won that, and that to me is not a fuel enough to concur that they're going to beat there is a Chigezi boys while at home, because the Chigezi Homeboys doing home, they're also particularly something else.
Yeah, just like their name, home. Homeboys.
Yeah,
anyway, that's a very big one. True. It's not going to be an easy feature for, by the way, Blacks Power. I believe that. Because of how Chigezi plays home, how, of course, their fans cheer. If you're not serious, you can always get a problem with just the cheering alone, and that crowd that always comes in for the game. Now, there's going to be Lugazi taking on Boma. Boma was supposed to, in fact, the first fixtures had indicated Unduparaka playing against Boma, and that game, before the fixtures were redrafted and, of course, rescheduled. And now Boma will also be in their first encounter. Like Lugazi will be for the second one, because they had played against Police, a game that ended in a 1-1-0 draw. Tight game it was, but this time round, Lugazi will be at home. Can Boma survive?
Lugazi, right now, they know that they are going neck to neck with the team Police FC, the Cops. They don't want to lose any game, because they have seen the hope now in front of them. They can actually be the team next to join Police FC. Boma, I don't see Boma surviving against Lugazi, because they are already sold Brazil.
Okay, he says he doesn't see that, but again, you will be seeing a tight game between, of course, the team of Young Elephant going to Mbale Heroes. Mbale Heroes going to Young Elephant. That's a very tight one. Can Young Elephant win that before we cross over to Uganda Premier League?
I don't see Young Elephants picking a win against
at their own home.
At their own home, yeah. They've lost games at their own homes, by the way. Unless otherwise, it's going to be a draw. But I'm seeing it very tough for Young Elephants, much as their home.
Okay, we've seen some comments on that is our social handles. One is asking, he wants to know about. This is Risasi. Thank you for catching live from Kenya. For watching from Nairobi, thank you so much. The one from Kampala is Richard. Thank you so much, Richard, for also following West Nile Television. And we have a question from Eric Sabiti, who says we should talk about UPL, particularly the possibility of Chitara FC winning the league title, which we shall be giving you that right there. And then, of course, UG Vibes Brayo says he sees Onduparaka FC winning this week, so which is tomorrow. We shall be waiting to see. You can still drop your comments. We will be getting to you. And, of course, keep it right there. But Back to now.
From other social media, we also have Babuma Dennis, who is watching from Kuluva and says he sees Onduparaka winning tomorrow. And then Patrick is also watching, and thank you so much for catching us live.
All right, now you can do the same. Be part of it, and we will be following it right there. Now, if you look at the start times you get a Premier League yesterday, shows you that the resiliency of Kitara or Chitara, so whatever you call it, is one of the biggest thing to talk about. And particularly, the particular player is Dennis Omedi. 8th minute, he had already a goal for that his team Kitara, and that's how the game ended. Quick and very fast now. As I talk, Kitara is on top of the table, just like we predicted yesterday.
Kitara, by the way, one guy that is on fire there, that is moving Kitara alone on his shoulders is Dennis Omedi. Since I think since the first round closed and second round starting, we've not seen any other person on the score sheet apart from Dennis Omedi. And for the goal that he scored yesterday, I would say that was a terrible mistake of the goalkeeper, who did not communicate with his defender. If you watched that game and looked at the goal that came through from Dennis Omedi, it was a free kick, and then it was bounced back by the goalkeeper. But then to me, he needed to leave that to his defender. Just like I said, lack of communication brought in that. And then as he bounced back the ball, it went into the head of Omedi, who actually brought in a header from a very wide distance, and it entered at the back of the net. To me, that was basically a mistake over the goalkeeper, miscommunicating with the defender there. But Dennis Omedi is one guy who is on fire, and this time around, any other team that goes on to play Chitara should be very alert. And if they continue with that zeal, trust me, we've seen them now on the same level, neck to neck with the Bull that actually was running away at a very terrible speed. I don't know what happened to Bull, but Chitara now is already with them on the same level, and now we're waiting to see the next games whether if Bull will be able to contain the pressure that Chitara has brought up, being a new entrant into sometimes Uganda Premier League, if they will be able to contain the pressure and push through by 3 points. But trust me, this time around Chitara has already moved, and they have started. So I doubt if they will literally also want to lose out some bit of energy to drop points against Istanbul that actually they are with neck to neck.
Of course, Benson, our time is running low, but it's true. Let's summarize this up very fast. Anything about yesterday's encounter? True. Particularly, I want you to talk about Dennis Omedi. Where are we seeing him in the next 5 years?
Dennis Omedi, we have ever watched him playing physical and also on the screen. He is a striker who has got that difference. You know, one thing I've been seeing is one player can be a determinant point. I love giving my examples with what is happening in Europe. Victor Osimhen came to Napoli, he won it for them. Aguero was that determinant figure for the team of Manchester City when they won it for the first time. Didier Drogba, you talk about Robert Lewandowski when they won in German Bundesliga in 2012. I'm just giving an example of what is right now happening at the team of Chitara with Dennis Omedi. And sometimes Uganda Premier League of this season is a different one. First of all, from the competitive level, when you talk about the top scorer chart, right now the players just having 11, 10, 11, 10, 9, and also newly promoted sides, they are performing. And let me conclude by saying that, yes, we can say Chitara right now they are the favorites because they are on top. But sometimes we also have to look at the weight of the teams they have already played. Have they played Sports Club Villa? Have they played KCA, Vipers? Because these are the teams we feel that can give hard times to Chitara if they have played. Otherwise, if they have played, some of them maybe 1 or 2 are left, and maybe they will play the other lower ranked teams. I think they have that clear chance. But if they have not played, I think they will still have to sweat with the rest of the teams.
Now, as I talk here, right there, CAF had come to Chitende had come to their own place for the online club licensing thing, but again went to inspect Chitende to see whether it would be a good place. I'm just giving a highlight. We're not going to discuss about it, whether it would be good for the AFCON 2027. So that's also another thing right there. So it is one big thing that came, and the officials came and assessed we shall be waiting for their reports. But still in the Uganda Premier League, KCCA Football Club today, the landlords will be welcoming NEC. In fact, NEC is welcoming KCCA, but still KCCA are the landlords, and those ones are the tenants. I'm talking about NEC Football Club. A very big game for the two sides. NEC had won against KCCA in the first encounter, and this time round, are we expecting the same? Because first round, so it was the West Nile, Rothomio, Cromwell, very many call him a bang. And one of my friends says, their bang means the bang goal. So we'll wait and see what exactly happens. But today, that's the encounter we are seeing. What do we expect from Abdallah Mubiru's side and Hussein Mbalangu?
Together with Billy Bosco. This is going to be a very tough one, by the way. We're going to see a lot of West Nilers clashing between themselves. The other side, we're going to see Muhammad Shaban wanting to score against a former colleagues. There is
by the way, he's the top scorer, his own form.
Our coach and the rest of the people. So that's why I'm like, this is going to be a very interesting game to watch, by the way, especially if you're from West Nile. Shaban is on fire when it comes to scoring this time around.
In fact, he has become a poster boy for KCC.
I don't know why they used to bench him when the league just started, and this time around he started from down there during the time they were compiling top scorers. He didn't appear simply because he has been on bench, but now he's on fire, and every other game he at least does not miss to score. This time around, I don't know if also we're going to register him on the score sheet, but it's going to be a very tough game for both teams. I am seeing a draw.
Technical and tactical analysis is what I want us to talk about, depending on the front, where defense, midfield, where do you think the game is going to be won for KCCA and for NEC Football Club? Very the two sides.
Right now, you look at the both sides case and the team of NEC FC. I can say in terms of performances, right now the team of NEC FC is a better side compared to KCCA. But you look at the so far called the pedigree, everything, history, yes, we may say KCCA. Coming to the individual brilliance, whereas individual performances, you look at Muhammad Saban right now, he's on fire, people criticize him, but he will continue to prove people wrong. But there are some players in some of these teams, the two teams, that are not going to play the game because they are the national team. They are all aware that in Hippos, they are actually for the training ahead of the All African Games. Osama Arafat is one key player KCCA is going to miss. Matches they have the second Muhammad Saban, who will be the generator up front. For the team of NEC FC, they look to be a complete side compared to the team of KCCA. That to me looks to be a depleted side. Just have given some of the reasons, but still, I will go to the predictions. Who actually came up with NEC is having upper hand in this game.
Upper hand is not a prediction.
Yeah, NEC is winning.
How many goals?
I am seeing something of 2-1. Landlords. And the ones hosting the game.
Okay. The Victoria Pulse had a game yesterday in, of course, yes, they had a game. I remember you talking about the Victoria Pulse after edging, of course, Lady Chevrons in the third T20 in, of course, India. When we talk about T20, you know what we are talking about all in all. So it's one of the biggest things that has happened right there. Now, let's go internationally because our time is up. Let's talk about the team of Man City winning in the Carabao Cup. 4 assists for KDB. I'm talking about Kevin De Bruyne. 5 goals for Erling Braut Haaland. What do we say?
It was quite a very big one, and I think Erling Haaland is becoming also a goal machine, destroying various opponents, and as a time came in for them to 5 goals is something very massive, and it could be one key thing that actually is propelling Manchester City.
All right, now that's one big thing that came in there as Manchester City, yes, were the best side right into the game after, of course, by 6 goals and becoming, of course, one of the big sides to talk about. And today you still have the FA Cup that is going to be on, with of course a couple of teams also that will be coming right there. Let's look at some of the FA Cups, as of course Belson, if you look at yesterday, very many did believe that that is what will happen. But now FA today, Chelsea will be taking on Leeds, Nottingham Forest takes on Manchester City, Manchester United, Wolves will be taking on Brighton, and Hove Albion as Liverpool welcomes Southampton. Who is not surviving? Who is surviving?
The way I'm seeing it, look at the weight of the teams, the big dogs are going to face. Chelsea, I'm seeing them going through after having that disappointing moments into the hands of Cops in Liverpool. Manchester United will win. I'm seeing Liverpool also penetrating because they are playing for quadruple, and also I think all the giant teams are winning.
United fans, forgive me, I may not. If Man is to win, it's about how exactly the team is playing with the style that I watched the other time. But anyway, it's a very tight contest. As Man U fans, you should take heart. That's one big thing, because the game is not going to be an easy one now. With that, I would not want to go past the, of course, the timing that we have right here for you. We always say money. Time is money. So when you don't keep time, you don't make money. Make money, keep time. So you should keep the time to make money. And that is we don't want to make money and keep time.
No, depending on the schools you went to.
I think a very big content you actually brought is discussing about Formula One, playing as well. I think on tomorrow.
That's tomorrow, that's what I'm saying. Big time. All right, everyone, so thank you so much for keeping it all right at West Nile Television. It's been the sports team right here, the Whistle Timers. We call ourselves as usual, and we'll always be giving you updates on every other trending story. Keep following our social handles, keep following all the channels that we have to make sure that you are always updated, or you are up to date, to make sure that you achieve what you want to know every day from West Nile Television. A very good afternoon. Have a very blessed day.